Good afternoon, class. Now I am going to share the screen for you. So we are discussing the scope of managerial economics. Okay. So here, what does it mean? Scope. Scope is nothing but where we are using the managerial economics. Where we are using the managerial economics. That means the concepts what we are learning in the managerial economics, where we are applying. That is nothing but the scope of managerial economics. Here we are using the concepts of managerial economics to find the optimal solution to a given managerial problem. Okay. So our main aim is to find the optimal, in the sense here the better solution, we can say, as the better solution for different types of managerial problems. Generally, we have managerial problems such as which are related to the production. If you are working in a firm or a company which is a production based, that means a product based company, okay, we will be having some problems related to that production. Okay, generally the problems related to production will be how much amount of input raw material required, where to get those, these type of problems, whether it is sufficient, the existing raw material is sufficient for the production of the required number of output units. For an example, it may be, as we are generally discussing regarding the a bike factory or else any other car factory or else any other cell phone manufacturing companies, right? Generally, we will be talking regarding the bike ones. Why you are very much interested in those bikes only, right? Or in the cell phones, right? So, as a manager, you have to know whether the existing raw material is sufficient for the production of for the given number of output or not. We must be able to know that. Next, a reduction or the control of the cost. Cost in the sense it is regarding the input side. That means we can say if a bike is produced, we can see its cost. We will be at last we will be identifying the cost of that particular bike, where it doesn't include the profit, right? The cost is not, for the cost we have not yet included the profit. The cost and some amount of profit makes the selling price, right? We are our main aim is to attain some profit at least, right? So what we want to do is we want to reduce the cost. So for an example, if one company A is giving 1 kg of iron at 15 rupees, other company B is giving same 1 kg of iron for 12 rupees, and both are at equal distance for us. That means the shipment charges are same. What we will be doing now? We will be buying from the company B, right? Why? Because we are able to get at less cost, right? That is nothing but controlling of cost. That is also called as reduction of the cost. Do you get now? Instead of having, so from the starting days onwards of our company, we may be getting from company A, and it is charging per 1 kg of iron 15 rupees. Now there exists another company which will be producing or which will be giving you for 12 rupees. We may get from that company B, right? So we have to see that the cost has to be reduced, and determination of price of a given product or service. So as I said, price here in the sense selling price, where we will be including the profit also, right? Determination of price of a given product or a service means here we have made a bike and we want to sell it. We want to sell with some profit. So that profit, we have to determine that price, that selling price we have to determine. That can be done with the help of our, what is the amount we have spent so far on that. That is nothing but the cost. We may have different types of costs in an industry. Generally, there may be variable cost, semi-variable cost, and fixed cost. Like these types of costs will be there for industry. So these all things has to be counted, and we have to find the final cost of that particular bike, including the time period, including the labor charge of making that, okay, and shipping charges also it has to be included. These types of costs will be included, and finally we want some amount of profit on it, and finally we will be going for determining the price, the selling price. Okay. Next, make or buy decisions. As we said, for an example, if we are able to, if we are a manager in a bike manufacturing company, we must be able to know that if we get a huge order of making 10,000 bikes for 3 months, we may have the idea of buying that particular product, some products such as say tires. Every bike requires two number of tires, right? Okay. In the similar fashion, or else sometimes if we are getting continuously, if we are getting continuously good order of bikes, if there is a good demand for our bikes, we may be thinking of producing the tires by our own company, or else a separate firm which will be controlled by our company only will be making the tires, and we can get at the less cost. Do you get now? Make or buy decisions. Okay, whether we have to buy the tires from other company or else whether we can make by our own. These type of decisions has to be taken by the manager. These things will be studied under the managerial economics only. Inventory decisions. Inventory decisions in the sense, if you keep on producing same type of bikes for a longer period, if there is no change, if it is fully monotony, uh, we may not satisfy some of the customers, right? Someone will be preferring of buying same type of bikes, someone want to change the model, like this. If your company is able to produce only one or two models only, if there is no other option, due to monotony they may change. They don't want to buy your bike and they want to go for other company, right? So what we have to do is we have to do research on different types of designs of bikes, and continuously we have to modify it. And here one thing we have to say, If you continuously change also, there may not be proper market for your product. There should be the fixed product which will be the best one, and also there should be the other option for the persons who are willing to buy some other new model. Okay, generally as a managerial economist, you will be learning or you will be surveying at present what are the trend, what is the trend of the age groups. Based on the age groups, at this age a person willing to buy this type of bike, at this age a person willing to buy this type of bike, based on the needs also, right? Based on the needs and based on the tastes of the customers, we have to go for inventing new designs. Okay, that has the decisions has to be made by taken by the managers, right? And capital management or profit planning and management, you can say. Capital management in the sense, when you start a company you require some amount of money, that is called as capital, right? After that, after 2 or 3 years, you are getting more amount of profit, or you are getting best profits. You have to increase your branches. You require some amount of capital, right? And or else we can also say that if you have the product, that means, if you get the profit, you should plan properly your profit, either keeping in some fixed banks as a fixed deposit, or else you have to invest those profits in another companies. How many of you are watching TV news, especially some business news? If you see that, you can say IDBI Bank, right? Industrial Development Bank of India. Do you listen this name? Industrial Development Bank of India. Yeah, IDBI Bank. So actually it is in loss. But what happened is, LIC of India, which is an Indian corporation, which is Indian government corporation, it bought the shares of IDBI Bank. That means it has invested its profits in the Industrial Development Bank of India, right? That may be a good decision or bad decision, whatever it may be. What we want to know here is, if LIC of India is getting some profits, it is buying the shares of other companies, or else it is planning its profits. Okay, later on days, again it may get better profits from that. Here we are managing the capital, right? Why? Because after 2 or 3 years, we are willing to increase the number of branches. So the profit what we are getting now has to be maintained properly. Generally, they will be going for giving some fixed deposits on the name of the company, or else if we are willing to have more amount of profit, we will be seeing for such type of ideas, investing in another company. We can also see in the latest business news that in Reliance, which is organized by the Mukesh Ambani, Facebook has invested some amount of money in it. Have you seen that? Anyone? So that means Facebook CEO has a good idea that in the upcoming days, this Mukesh Ambani's company, which especially I think regarding the Geo, it is going to perform very well. So they are going to get a profit. So he invested his profit in this Mukesh Ambani's company, especially regarding the Geo, I think. Okay, that means they are managing their profits. They are regarding the capital, future capital also, right? Investment decisions or human resource management, investment decisions. These all come, what I have said now, they are all part of the investment decisions and human resource management. Human resource management in the sense here, we require, for to run our company, we require employees. These employees are generally called as human resource, right? We should be able to manage the employees. As a manager or as a CEO of a company, you must be able to manage your employees. Okay. While all these are the problems, the managerial economics makes use of these concepts, tools and techniques of economics and other related disciplines to find the optimal solution of a given managerial problem. So as a manager, we have many number of problems. We must be able to find solution for those, right? That should be an optimal solution. That should be an optimal solution. Okay, we are in discussion of this scope of managerial economics, and we are seeing that we are using different concepts of managerial economics and tools and techniques related to the managerial economics to overcome the problems what we face. Okay, in that we can see here where this managerial economics is applied. That thing we are seeing under the scope of managerial economics. So the main areas of managerial economics here is demand decision. Actually, the flow of our total syllabus of our subject will be in this fashion only. Actually, first we will be knowing demand decision. That means demand analysis. Okay, we will be studying demand analysis. Here, what is this demand decision? First, we have to analyze and forecasting of demand for a given product and service is the first task of a manager economist. So if we are taking the example of a bike company, right? Either scooters or general bike, whatever it may be. First, we will be identifying the demand. If what we want to say is, if more number of orders are there for your company of particular model, we can say that that particular model bike is having more amount of demand, we can say. How you get the order? If you are producing some bike, what you will be doing is you will fix some selling price which costs the shipment also. It will be going to the showroom where it will be exposed to the customers, and the salesman will be explaining the features of those bikes, and if the customer is satisfied with that particular model, he will be buying it, right? He will be buying that bike. You see here, if after that if the customer is very much satisfied with that one, he will also insist to others also that particular bike advantages and disadvantages. Generally, the person who uses that bike, he will be knowing what are the advantages and disadvantages of that particular bike. And the person who is going to buy a bike, he will generally inquire that person or else any other mechanic or else any other persons before going to the showroom itself. If you straight away go to a showroom, the salesman will be saying that this is the best bike. So before going to a showroom, what you will be doing is you will be inquiring, you will do an inquiry regarding the particular bike or else any other bikes, which one is the best, or you will be asking the mechanic whether that particular bike is okay or not, right? Automatically, if it is having a goodwill, automatically there will be demand for that particular bike, and the increase in the demand will be reaching to you, into your company. Okay, generally, what are we generally producing some thousand or thousand number of bikes every month. If the demand has increased a lot, you will be getting more number of orders. Then you have to increase your production. Okay, that is called demand decision, right? We have to forecast. Forecast means you have to see before. Okay, we have to analyze. The analysis and forecasting of demand for a given product and service is the first task of the managerial economist. Okay, so here the customer responses to a given change in the price or supply are analyzed in a scientific manner. Okay, now for an example, I'm I'm not going to promote anything, but some of the persons may be knowing these aspects. Okay, for an example, you can see the bike called Honda CB Unicorn 150cc. It is having huge demand. I want to say as an example for it is having huge demand. At first, it thought of producing bikes. That means this particular bike in more number. Later, it want to stop that 150cc Unicorn, and then it has produced a 160cc CB Unicorn, that other model. Okay, but the demand has increased furthermore for the 150cc Unicorn only, and it is very much comfortable for the persons, family or else general persons also. Here what the company has done, it has seen the sales of 160cc Unicorn, it has not increased. That means the customers want only the previous model, so the cost has increased. What they have done is they once again started producing 150cc Unicorn, but the cost is more. In 2014, it's ranged from its cost is around 76 to 78,000. Later, after reproducing once again, they started producing once again 150cc Unicorn. It has increased to 85, 90, or else around it is around 93. Recently, I have seen the price. It is around the cost of 93,000, more than 93,000. See here, as the demand of a particular product has increased, if you, even though if you have increased the price also, sometimes based on the goodwill of that particular product, the customer may buy that. If not, the customer may deny to buy that particular product. Okay, these concepts will be understandable by us by knowing this managerial economics only, right? Okay, we have to take decision of producing more amount of bikes or not, of this particular model or not. Such type of decisions we have to take. Okay, this thing has to be carried in a scientific manner. And also impact of changes in the prices, income levels and prices of the alternative products, services. What we want to say here is, as I said now, the bike cost of a CB Unicorn 150cc is around 93,000 now. The customer may go for some other alternative. If in the nearby range is around 1 lakh, 1 lakh 10,000 or 150, 1 lakh 15,000. If he is able to get the good bike in that cost, he will be paying that extra amount and he will be buying that. If he has more amount of money, if he's having less amount of money, instead of buying a 150cc CB Unicorn, he will be he will be if he don't have more amount of money, he will be going for other alternative. Say some other Shine of same company. If you want to buy the company same company product, you will be buying Shine. Okay, do you get this? What the demand decision is? When you are a manager, you must be able to know that that product is having proper demand or not. To know that the product having proper demand or not, you should analyze in a scientific manner only. Or else you should also analyze, is there any other alternative to that particular one, that particular product. If there is a perfect replacement of that your product, if you increase the price, no one is going to buy your product. You will be going into loss. Okay. And also here we can also know called the concept of elasticity of demand and demand forecasting. What is this elasticity of demand is? That thing we can see in detail in the next classes. But here we can say elasticity of demand is nothing but where we can identify a point in a graph, your cost and your selling prices, and we can identify that where we can have no profit no loss condition, and further if you move forward we can have the profit. Okay, do you get now? If you are selling some product, if you are making some particular product, if you do this, if you produce this many number of products only, you will get some product profit. If you don't do that many number of products, you will be getting loss, right? These type of concepts also will have. Okay, we will discuss for 5 more minutes. Okay, and then we will conclude that we have next one more class, right? So the managerial economics concepts will be applied while taking demand decision, right? And the other one is input output decision. Input output decision. Okay, input in the sense here the costs. Here the cost of inputs in relation to the output are studied to optimize the profits. Generally, if the selling price is fixed, as I said now, if the bike selling price is fixed and still we want to make profit, what we have to do? We have to see that the input cost has to be reduced. Then only we can have the maximum amount of profit. Okay. For identifying these, we will be learning production function and cost function to get of particular certain parameters, right? So these things we can see the input output decision. Okay, the quantity of production increases, remains constant, or decrease with the additional increase in the input. Generally, if you increase the production, sometimes the profit may increase or decrease, or it may remain same. Okay, so as a manager he should know the cost and output relationship. Okay, what is this output? Here we should have a good idea of costs, different types of costs. First and foremost, we must be able to reduce these costs. Then only automatically there will be increase in the profit. Okay.